What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Wiley Show. First of all, I did get a package today, so let's see off the wish list. Let's see what it is. Oh, the microphone. The microphone. Let me see if it's the one. Hold on, y'all. Because we get some stuff for the equipment for the show. Let me see. Is it the one? Hold on, y'all. Let me see if it's the one. I got a microphone, y'all. So we could be back yelling in the mic. Give me a second. I want to see what kind of mic is it, though. I mean, what is it? The one with the cord? Let me see. What's up? Okay. Let me see. Let me see which one is it. They really package this thing. Oh, okay. It's the one with the cord. Oh, it's two different kinds. One with the cord. Okay. I'm here for it. So that's taking the show to the next level. And I just got through, before we get into this video. So I had got Misunderstood, Allen Iverson, his book, his memoir. I read it. It was good. I didn't even know much about his story. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like a huge, big basketball fan. Only time I can remember about basketball when Michael Jordan, when the Chicago Bulls won a championship and everybody was blowing a horn. I was a little kid. So I don't remember much about his NBA career. So I went in there not knowing much about him, other than when he did like a crossover on Michael Jordan. I did see that on the internet, but I didn't know much about Mr. Allen's story. So once I got into the book, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of good stuff in here. And it was really sad. Like, his career almost could have been over. One of the highlights of this book that I looked at, I'm like, oh my gosh, it was like some white people was in an altercation with some of his friends, and they blamed it on Mr. Allen and said, hey, he did it. It was him. It was a mob thing. So he went to jail. And some groups in some national groups, civil rights groups, worked together to help him get out. And he had got a legal team, and they filed for a pardon from the governor. I think Governor Wilder in Virginia. So the governor, he was the first black governor in Virginia. The first black governor, I think, period, if I'm not mistaken. And he pardoned him. But he had to do like a curfew. He had to go to school. He had to do all this stuff. If the governor of Virginia at that time, if he did not pardon him, his book would have never came out, because the story would have been so different. He probably never would have went to Georgetown, never would have got into the NBA, any of that. So I was like, I read this book. Now, I read this book with like 2 days. Like, I went to because I saw this on Instagram, and it was this white girl. She went to the coffee shop, and she said, I'm going to read this book in one day. So I said, okay, I'm going to try that same strategy. I'm going to go to the coffee shop. I'm going to go and give me some coffee, and I'm going to try to read a book in one setting. Well, I didn't complete the book in one setting. The next day I completed, which is today. So it was a really, 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 really good book. So I read that, and it was really, really good. What are the other book that I'm reading? Uh, Asada Shakur. I'm going to be reading her book, her memoir, her story. I'm going to be reading that, and of course, Lonnie Richard. So I'm going to be reading his book as well. This is a big book, so I'm going to read this book as well. So I get back into this reading journey because number one, it helps me with the bipolar. I've noticed that it helps me to think about other stuff, great stories, stuff like that. And also, I really Jaquel J. She's like a spicy urban fiction author. I read her books too, and I've been having dreams about her books. It was not a wet dream, but like having dreams about the spicy books. So I have a lot of dreams about the books that I read. So Jaquel J. She just writes some good stories. So I'm on that whole journey of the whole journey the Sato. This is the Sato twins. So like I'm on that whole series, and I got that in my ebook. So in my Kindle Unlimited. So yeah, I read books and I get it together and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. So let's get into this video. What I want to talk to y'all about. Do a little introduction here. I went and I did a live about Kandi and Todd. I really posted a short. So again, the lead attorney, shout out to All About the Tea, the lead attorney said that it's not Kandi's money, it's their money. It's not Kandi's kid, it's they kids. So he was saying that pretty much that Kandi is going to lose when it comes to divorce stuff, that she's going to have to share some of the income that she have or the money that she have with her estranged husband. So a lot of people said, "But Wiley, they signed a prenup." Well, according to the people, they're saying that Kandi attorney was unethical, was doing some wrong stuff, some backhanded stuff, and that the prenup probably will get tossed out. Because I've learned this, and thank you for becoming a member. I learned is that even if you go to court and you say, "Hey, I have a prenup," it's a strong possibility they can throw it out. Sometimes prenups go through, but it's not like just because you sign a prenup that automatically you're going to just have your money protected. In some cases, it's not the case. So a lot of people were saying that, Kandi should have never invited people in the bedroom. Now I'm hearing that Todd got a new girlfriend. And I'm hearing that Kandi's doing some stuff as well. Kandi also posted that she was sad, she was going through it, and she always stand up for her friends, and people need to, pretty much stand up for her and be there for her. They said Todd should get the money for the 10 years they were together, and I agree. I don't think that Todd should walk away with nothing. Do I think he deserved every dollar from Kandi? No, but he deserving a sizable sum because they were together for 10 years. And this is the thing. This is why Oprah didn't get married, because she was like, if I would have got married, I would have got divorced a long time ago. I would have got divorced a long time ago if I would have got married. So how I look at it, she want to protect her billions of dollars from Stedman. Even though Stedman got money, but do he have Oprah money? No. While your thumbnails have approved. Thank you. We have people helping us. Hey. But it's really something. I'm like, well, wait a minute, Kandi, you were warned by your mother not to marry Todd. You didn't want to listen. You met Todd. He was a working producer of the show. You slept with him. You brought people allegedly in the bedroom, humping them, putting your juicy juices on the throbbing rod of strangers, eating the box of that juicy juices, sweet juices of the yoni, eating that box for the satisfaction of your husband while he plays with himself. You did all that stuff. Thank you so very much for the super sticker. Yes. So, with Kandi, you can't say, "Well, I wasn't warned." You was warned. Your mom said don't marry him because he just wants you for your money. But yet you want to do all this type of stuff. Oh, come on. We get in the bedroom with my husband. Let's get it in. And it didn't even work. So now you may be out of millions of dollars. You may have to pay spousal support. And you may even have to, share custody or even pay child support. So it's like, was it worth it? No. Okay? Absolutely not. Then you got Todd seeing red. He see dollar signs. He kiss you on top of your forehead. Kandi getting all soaking wet for strangers. And then you want some type of sympathy. And let me just say this. The public, we don't care. We don't. Let me tell you why the public don't care. Number one, they like, Kandi, you got money. You did all this stuff for your man. Clearly didn't work. You're not going to have that sympathy. Now, you need to question, Kandi. Let me say this. You need to question your friends that you have around you. You need to question them, because if they're not being there for you, you don't need to have them as a friend. Because when I was going through something, my circle got real strong. And then some new friends came about. Hey, Wally, how you doing? Send me a book when I was down there. Went to the job when I was down there. Really helping out. I was like, oh my God. It was like really there in support of that. Really there. So they became friends of mine. It was one came to the courthouse. Came to the courthouse, and I looked back. I saw her. I said, that's wifey right there. Literally came to the courthouse, was there for me when I was going through my legal troubles. Then another friend came through for me as well, sent me a book behind closed doors, helped me to get some bread in my pocket. Just a blessing. So, but was it like thousands of people? No. It's not going to be that. It's going to be like a handful. You're blessed to have a handful, and I'm blessed to have those people in my life. But for Kandi instance, they only there for you because you write good music, you're an artist, and you got money. That's how I be telling a lot of these celebrities, talking about, this hurts my friend, that person said, you go through some real shit. And let's see what them friends be there. That's when you know who is your friend. When your back is against the wall. When you out there on the street, that's when you know who really care for you and who really don't give a fuck about you. That's when you know when you really going through some serious shit. Then that's when you notice like who the real people coming in trying to help you out. Okay, this is a real friend here. Okay, Kid is also arrogant and doesn't listen. She doesn't, and now she have to pay the price. And now she want to have this sympathy. Like, come on, like, you're not. Now you want to have the sympathy. Well, I'm smiling in this picture. I show up for all my friends, and I guess a lot of people ain't showing up for it. The only thing they care about is getting in with you and Todd, allegedly. So you have to go through all that. Kandi friends told her not to marry Todd. Ooh. Well, you don't listen to people like, see, I tried to tell you. You don't want to listen. And I'm kind of glad I don't have friends in my life be trying to tell, well, I told you so. But I do have friends. I have a friend that I call, and with some situations going on with me personally, she said, Wiley, do you want to go back to that? Do you want to go back to that? I don't think you should do that. I was like, you're so right about that. But the last time when I made a decision, I just told my friend this decision I'm making. And they knew it was a wrong decision, but I wasn't on my med, so it wasn't like I could like think clearly. I just made a decision. So now I'm in a situation now, it's just staying still. And that's good when you have good friends in your life, when they tell you to stand still and don't move too quickly. Just calm down. Don't rush. They said Mama Joyce clocked him from the start, and Mother knows. Somebody said Todd deserved half of the 15 million is shared money. Somebody said 15 million is shared money. I'm listening. I'm listening to y'all. I'm listening to y'all. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So when I did my short, let me show y'all what I did. Shout out to All About the Tea. And I got to do some more shows. I've been kind of slacking. I'm committing myself to try to do 10 per day, and I only did 1. So I really got to get into the 10 per day. But I was like super, super tired when I came through. I was like extremely tired. And I was tired, but I said, let me go ahead and do that. And right before I said, let me get myself together for the day. Let me go to it real quick. And this is what I said about this whole situation. Because when she had the lead attorney on, I was like, oh, okay, wait. When she played the clip of him, I said, let me hurry do this short real quick. And this is what I said. Oh, wait.
What? It's not about Kandi money. It's about they money. So it's looking like.
Let's do that again. Okay.
The lead attorney said Kandi and Todd is not about Kandi money. It's about they money. So it's looking like the top divorce attorney, lead attorney, and I saw Branches on All About the Tea, that it's going to be a battle. That it's not just about Kandi's money. It's not just Kandi's money. It's they money because they are married. It's not Kandi's kid. It's they kids because they are a married couple. This can get very, very nasty. And also, she brought men into the bedroom and all of that. So this is going to get real nasty before it get any good. So I'm on Team Kandi because, again, she's an amazing songwriter. Not too much good of a singer, but I would see how this is going to play out in the court. It's going to get nasty. This divorce is going to get real nasty. The lead attorney.
So that's pretty much what I had to say about all of that. And a lot of people were saying that, you should have did that. You shouldn't have said that. And I was like, no, this is what I'm going to say about in the short. They said she sounded like a female Diddy. They said it's while he rapped in the bathtub. For me, yeah, I was getting myself together and stuff like that. So definitely. How is your grandmother doing? Pray for her. She says she sounded like a female Diddy. And I'll see y'all in the comments here. And I want y'all to start calling in when we put the call-in number to give y'all thoughts. I miss having a call in. I really, really miss. And we will, in 2026, we will be with the mics and stuff, really get into the show where I can walk around. I don't like to just sit down and do shows. So I kind of like, I can't be as wild as I do it. That's just being in this where I'm at right now. But when we get moving to other location, we'll be able to be more wild in the videos. Okay, now our last subject here. This situation with Denat and with Armon is getting real ugly. And let me read this because, again, we are media, so we have to get both sides of what's going on because we're not being biased in here. We're trying to get both sides here. So this came across my desk. One of my producers sent it over to me, and I said, okay, let me see what's going on. And so on, I believe it was yesterday, I believe, he posted, this is Armon Wiggins stalker, y'all. He posted this, that I'm suing, he said, at Armon Wiggins, I'm suing you within 30 days if you don't retract your defamatory statements created on September 21st, 2023. And scattered out your content for the past few years. Your false and defaming tweets posted on November 25th, 2025 was an extension of your original statements. You will also be blamed for the behaviors. And so in here, he's posted, and I'm going to read some parts of this lawsuit that he's trying to serve Armon Wiggins with a lawsuit. Again, I want to read it if y'all don't mind. The factual background: Armon Wiggins plaintiff have built a combined social media audience on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram with more than 600,000 followers. In the past 2 years, defendants have been in new media report for the past 3 years with notoriety for covering several high-profile criminal and civil cases involving celebrities. On September 21st, 2023, plaintiff created a video ultimately painting the defendant as a crazy stalker. The plaintiff have continued to aid and obey such defamatory statements scattered throughout his content for years. Statements have interfered with my work as a new media report, as well as my mental health. Since July 2025, defendant public stated that he will be attending a celebrity trial in Miami, Florida. October 15, 2025, plaintiff created a video stating he would not be attending that celebrity trial. If so, he was going to fight the defendant. He was going to fight the defendant. Defendant arrived to the celebrity trial on November 15, 2025. Defendant reviewed, and on the same day, plaintiff created a video begging his supporter for money to attend the celebrity trial. Plaintiff arrived on November 16, 2025. Same day, plaintiff lied to federal officers, claimed that I threatened to attack him and only attended the celebrity trial as to stalk him. Thereafter, plaintiff continued to antagonize defendant until the last day. On November 24th, 2025, YouTube broadcast, he stated that he would be leaving Miami, Florida on Tuesday for Thanksgiving holiday. Next day, Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, while on a Spirit Airlines flight back to Los Angeles, the plaintiff continued. Now, wait a minute. How do you know he was also Spirit Airlines? See, this is the psychotic nature of denial. It's just like he put in here. While on a Spirit Airlines flight back to Los Angeles, the plaintiff continued defaming defendant by claiming he left the celebrity trial early because he was afraid for his life, considering the initial defamatory statement. The defendant is a crazy stalker. They said the plaintiff used his @Armon Wiggins channel as well as his Armon Wiggins X account to retract any and all statements arising from the defamatory statements made on September 21st, 2023 YouTube broadcast. It agreed to ignore and never speak on the public any defamatory statements about the defendant. This is literally, he's representing himself, and this is how it goes. Sorry, but it's just like, it's just giving stalker, and he's using the courts to stalk Armon even more. Even Armon had to come out and say, hey, you need a lawyer. And he should get a lawyer. I don't think Armon should go ahead blindly and try to represent himself in the restraining order. Because if that's another piece, the restraining order case is coming up, then he doesn't need legal counsel. There's plenty of lawyers in Los Angeles, California that will take this case. Even some will take it probably for free because of the publicity it will get from me and representing Armon. So, but Deny is using stalker tactics to go after Armon and using the courts to do it. It's like, it's crazy. So if Armon have in his heart, I believe he should, get a lawyer to represent him. In this case, it's not no shade towards Legal Shield, because like Legal Shield actually give you suggestions of which lawyers, and you get like discounts on a lawyer. But definitely a lawyer that is used to representing plaintiffs in defamation or slander cases, or even when it comes to this whole thing, I believe he should have a lawyer. I think Armon should have a lawyer when it comes to this whole restraining order case. I believe he should have a lawyer. It's really something. I've said this in previous videos that I believe did not suffer from some type of mental illness. He's showing the symptoms of being manic behavior. And let's get into the Nique at Night. Now, mind you, everybody can say, Wiley, tune into Nique at Night, hit the link, hit it. I said to someone, I said, he gonna turn against Nique. Less than 24 hours later, after he left the platform, he turned against Nique at Night. He pretty much put a messy title in his video saying that Nique at Night and Armon Wiggins teamed up question, and implying that Nique teamed up with Armon. Now, mind you, when it was on the show, she was saying, you did show up to the restaurant, and he was like, I did leave early, right? And she was like, yeah, you left, you and everything. But when Nique went live, I'm up here reading my Mr. Allen Iverson book. I finished reading that. I get an alert. She on live. So I'm like, let me listen to this. So she was saying that while they was at the Serious restaurant, Armon asked him, are you bipolar? Do you have a mentality? And denied it. But then towards the end of it, they gave each other a hug. And Armon said, I'm not going to bring this to YouTube because I'm just deciding not to bring it to YouTube. So Denot got a pen and paper, according to Nique at night, put his number down so Armon can call him. So it was like all good graces. But this is the kicker. Denot never shared that to us at all. He never shared that they linked up, that they embraced in a hug, that it was like a peace summit, that he wrote his number down so Armon can call him if need be. And Nique didn't bring it up either. But until today, because she was trying to be neutral. Write this down. You cannot be neutral with crazy. I'm going to say that again. You cannot be neutral with crazy. You must pick a side. Either you're going to sit down with crazy and let them deal with them crazy antics. You cannot be neutral with crazy because they're going to flip on you, especially those that do not want to be on their medication and strong denials. It will never work. And I know what happened. The reason why I didn't hop on her live, because I knew it. I was rehearsing that I would have been cussing him out. He would have said something and I would have been getting out of my character. And I said, I'm not going on there. I didn't go on there. Even when Gerald posted something that I ignored it. I stayed on top because I said this man is unhinged and he is unstable. Okay? So when I was live, I believe yesterday or day before yesterday, anyway, I was live on the show and did not hit my link. He posted in the thread, you boring, you this and that. I'm not bringing you on. I'm not going to platform crazy. You're not coming over here. Whatever you got to say towards Armon Wiggins, do that on your own show. Whatever you got to say towards Nique at night, do that on your own show. You ain't coming over here. The door is closed. Do I go over to your show and hit your link? No. And you can't even say I'm in my top 5 of YouTube channels that I watch. You're not even in my top 5. The channels in my top 5, Armon Wiggins #1, WrestleMania #2, Transformation Center Church, Center Chicago, Breakfast Club 105.1, and Tasha K. You don't see no, they're not on there. Then the whole, and I know that I gotta say this, I'll be a little bit messy. And we get back to the whole deny and Armon thing. Somebody gave me AT2, they took a screenshot, and when I looked, I said, now wait a minute, what are you saying? So my producer, and they have a tendency of calling me when I'm sleeping, of getting up, because we on a different time zone. So they get up early. So they get up at 6 a.m. It's about probably 3 a.m. probably my time. So that I'm half asleep. They tell me, ATT posted his top channels. Do you know who's his number 3? In his top 5? The Wiley Show. I said, you talk all that mess. And then what gets you with that, I gotta say this. You interviewed somebody that was on this show and you said, oh, Wiley ain't funny no more. He ain't entertaining. But yet you still watch me. According to the data, you lied to the person. You lied to these people that I am in your top 5. So to say I'm not funny anymore don't make no sense because according to the data, Wiley is number 3. And then I keep trying to tell y'all, when y'all jump ship, these people watch the Wiley Show. They're not going to mod you up because they still think you work over here. And deep down inside, you still like me. If I were to call and butter you up to bring you back, maybe you'll come back. And if you don't, I don't care because you still watch. You still watch. So when I saw that was number 3, I said, he took all that mess about me, and I'm number 3. You might as well bring me on the show for an interview. I'm in your top 5. My top 1, I didn't lie about. I said my favorite celebrity. When I saw that, I wasn't shocked and surprised. Now, I want to say this to crazy folks or people that's misdone with. Take your medication. I was watching a show called Homeland on Netflix. Make sure y'all check it out. And one of the CIA analysts was diagnosed with bipolar. So her dad said, are you taking your pills? No, I ain't taking the medicine because I'm working out, I'm jogging, and my doctor's approved. I said, that's what I was saying. I'm working out, I don't need the medicine. And then where she ended up back. She ended up back in the psych ward. Because when you don't take your medicine, that will be your place of residency, the psych ward. And so I was like, just take your medicine. Like every day for me, because I said I want people to be around me so they can see my good personality, that I'm sweet. I'm just a gentle, sweet guy. And so in order to keep me being sweet, I gotta take my meds. In order for me to keep being sweet, guess what? I gotta stay on the medication. I was on the phone with Armon. He made a statement. I'm gonna repeat it. He said, "Wiley, stay on your meds." A lot of people have encouraged me to, and I'm living a better life staying on the meds than versus not being on the meds. Is it rough? Because like some days I don't want to get up because I'm drowsy, sleep because of medicine. I don't care. I take it with it. And I said if I take me a cold shower to wake on up and everything like that. But I'm gonna stay on the meds. But when it comes to this whole situation with a restraining order, I believe Armon need to have representation in that courtroom. So it will send a sign to crazy, I'm not playing with you. Because this man literally goes to court, type up court documents, and use the court as a way to harass. And you see it. In a situation with Nique, unfortunately, Nique platformed crazy, and now crazy is clapping back. Because you platformed it. You brought him on the show. Then when he tried to come on the second time, don't worry about it. Just put a restraint out on me. And when we see each other in the court, just unhinged, because that stalker put out a rumor that Armon is telling people not to fool with him. And to find out that's not the case. It's your behavior that is making people say, I don't want to fool with you. It's your behavior. That's so true. Somebody said, good for you, Wiley. It takes discipline to sell your medicine. It takes discipline, but it's going to pay off in the future. You're going to have a good, successful life. My therapist, before my therapy sessions ended, and I'm on the waiting list for some more therapy, she said, you may not never, ever, ever have another breakdown. She said, you are living in a situation where you don't have stable housing, and you're not crashing out, and you're not having a mental breakdown, and you're on your meds. If you continue to stay on your meds, you may not never, ever, ever have another breakdown like that ever again. Just stay on your medicine, stay on your appointments, stay and having these conversations. And that's exactly what I am doing every single day. It's like clockwork. Roll over, take the medicine, read my book every single day. I'm reading every single day. I'm in my Kindle reading something, or listen to an audiobook, or buying a book. I'm always refreshing and reading, because I said when God takes us to the next level and we get on a show, we got to talk about all these complex conversations, I don't want to sound ignorant. I want to make sure that I sound educated on the topic, because you never know when I get on CNN and we talk about political conversation, or we talk about something that's going on international. I want to make sure that I have something to say, because I've been reading and doing my homework. You know what I'm saying? I even heard that the Black Panthers, they wouldn't even allow you to join the Black Panther Party unless you read or take a political course, how government work course, I believe, or civics course, that you you want to even be able to join unless you take a course like that. And it is another group that you want to be able to join until you actually do, until they vet you and doing courses and stuff like that. But when I tell you I'm doing the work, thank you, I'm literally doing the work. And it's when I tell you I'm out here doing the work and really having a good schedule to keep my mind preoccupied. So I don't think about, oh my gosh, well, I'm not around family or this person. I have family members that right now they're on their on their closest to transition, and I'm handling it so well because I've learned something. You said you can't be so sad on things that you can't change. You got to know how to cope, have good coping skills. And one of my good coping skills is medicine and reading. I love it. I'm even cautious on how much internet videos that I do. I'm very, very cautious of it because I don't want to overdo it, burn myself out, trying to keep up with this person, trying to do all these many hours on there. I pull back. Even while pulling back, people are still saying, Wally, I love your show. You're my top 5. I'm pulling back of things like that. But I'm still like, when I come on, I'm gonna put on a good show for the audience, but I'm not gonna burn myself out and try to go live every time because again, it's not healthy always getting online talking about people, being in people's business. That's a little bit toxic some of the time. So I'm like, let me pull it back and all that. And so now when I go live every day, I'm like, okay, this is part of my career that I want to do. And if you want to be successful, you got to do more on it and really don't overdo it. Give the people a best hour or two, but don't try to be on there 8, 9, 10, 12 hours and then say, well, I'm not going to take my medicine because I don't need it. No, you do need it. And when people say they don't need the medication, it's because the medication is working and they want to get off of it. And then when they get off of it, then something dangerous happened to them because the mind playing these tricks like, oh, you don't need that medicine because it's working. But no, you need it. And especially for those that's been diagnosed with whether it's bipolar, schizophrenic, ADHD, ADD, whatever, PTSD, whatever you have, it's very important to take the medicine. It's very important to listen to the experts. Even when you say, for instance, like, well, this is too much on me. This is too much. This is too much on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead on and just take a break. And it's okay to take an internet break. I was watching an interview that Oprah did with Bishop T.D. Jakes. She said she stopped taking in so much media intake, watching the news intake. She take a break from that because that keeps you well. And Gail, Oprah was saying, well, Gail would call me. She said, "Or it's just you and your thoughts, And I'm like, I'm the same way. I be taking a little break of what's going on in the world. I don't try to look at it every day. The first thing I do, I was like, okay, let me get up, wash my face, read a book, get some positive energy in there. Don't take it in too much, watching the news all the time. I don't. I really do that. I may pop in every once in a while to Roland Martin, see what they're talking about, or Don Lemon, and see what they're talking about. But I try not to overdo or watch so much bad news because it could become toxic, and then when even on Instagram, I changed my algorithm because I like to read books. So I just follow all these channels that recommend books, to do book reenactments, book talk, that talk about books and all that. And I do the same thing on TikTok. So when I go on the search, so when I go down my timeline, it's what I like to watch. I don't watch a lot of gossip shows, a lot of drama stuff, because that's what I do for a living. I don't try to watch all of that. I try to do something totally different, something that I'd be up for hours. And I catch myself literally being on there just watching so many of like people that's recommending books, and that's what made me really get out there to go out there and like get back into my reading bag. So that's how I go over like that. But I still post everywhere. I still post on my TikTok. I still post on my Facebook page. I still post on all of my social media sites because that's the thing to help you grow. But yeah, that's how that go. But I also want to say this: when in situation with the Nique and Armon, I believe that then I feel like this has come up and it's not because people are going to be like, I don't want to deal with this man, because Armon know a lot of people, and he can help put you on in some situations, but look at your behavior. Why would I put you onto that when you're trying to do harm to me? It was just key components in here. Even when Gerald from North Carolina beat, now again, we got to have a conversation. I got to see where do we fall off on. Anyway, but he went on the show and he described that did not really have a problem. I'm like, you gonna see, you gonna see. But the problem that he had, and clearly he saw it because he was trying to throw North Carolina beat Gerald under the bus. I'm like, you cannot platform crazy. And it's another hard truth, a hard pill to swallow. You cannot try to school a crazy person that don't want to take their meds. You wasting your damn breath. I can't even tell you how many people will tell me, oh, Wiley, da-da-da. You can't do it. You can't cuss them out and think they're going to get it together. My mom cussed me out. It didn't do nothing. I just sat in silence and still up. It went back doing the same crazy stuff because I wasn't on the meds. So you can't even try to school a crazy person that don't want to be on their meds. That's you wasting your energy. Only time you'll be able to have a relationship, have a good, calm conversation when they're stable on their meds. Once stable on the meds, everything will be good. Because I even went back to when I had an apartment and I had somebody staying in my place and I was so mean to him. That man started crying. I was classic bipolar. I went off on him about something. I mean, bad too. He called his mom and it was on my Ring camera. He called his mom. He was crying and I felt bad. Some told me, you need to take your medicine. So I took my medicine. I'm just a sweet. And he told me something. He said, you need to stay on that medicine. We cuddled and I was able to, not be as aggressive as I was in my behavior. And we cuddled and it was a vibe. I was a totally different person because I was arguing with him about something in my mind that I thought he did or something. It was something I was bringing up and I just blew it out of proportion. It wasn't that serious. It wasn't that bad. And some told me, go on my medicine cabinet and take my medicine. And I took it and I calmed down. And yeah, because I always look at myself, the Walmart social last year to now. I was like, oh my gosh, my attitude, my presence, my aura is different than it was last year. I'm on a healthy journey, on a really, really healthy journey. And one of my goals, again, in 2026 is to get back into the gym. That's another thing, because that was one thing I was missing because I was watching all of my old Snapchat. I was like, that's a healthy remedy to go to the gym, to read and all of this good stuff. That's a good healthy remedy. So I'm like, get into that as well. So it was a lot of people that watched me have one of the worst moments in my life. 2 major moments. My life was very bad. And I want people to see the glow up. Really taking it serious into helping people and educating people about the importance of being there for a person that if you see a person that's going through and they're really doing the work, be there for them. Always encourage them. Say, is it okay? Did you take your meds today? Are you fine? Is you good? How was your day? How are you? Did you eat? Are you sleeping okay? Because those are 2 components that you really need to look out for. If you're sleeping okay, and if you have a good appetite, you really need to look at that and be doing that. They said, yes, but somebody said someone need to mentor them not to lead in a healthy mental path. Yeah, you know who need to do that is first of all himself. He needs to mentor himself and really have a conversation. Say, hey, I need to really take my mental health serious, because it was part when Nique said that Denat was in a hallway crying. Clearly, he's bipolar, classic bipolar, crying and all. I will never forget, I was on somebody's channel. I was in a beef sector, and I was crying about my job. I was just breaking down, having a mental breakdown, and I'm just boohooing, boogers, crying. And I'll never forget, I was crying about the money. Well, Armon took all my money. You know, I'm just crying. Like, I was not well. If y'all go to Mouth TV, he posted that. I mean, heavy snot. That was the worst feeling, like the worst thing ever. And I wasn't well. I wish that somebody would have just got the courts involved and got me off the street to just get into the hospital and just stay in there because I wasn't well at all. When I look at the video, I said, oh my gosh, heavy snot, just nasty cry. And I wasn't well. And I'm like, what? It was not funny, but it could be a little funny because, you know, people can laugh. We can laugh about it now. And I'm just here crying. Never forget, I was in the airport. And this is before I even moved to Vegas. Mind you, I was crashing out in Dallas. So I'm at the airport and I called my sister and I told my sister this. I'm a millionaire, but Armon and his troll first stole my money. He stole millions of dollars from me. I was like, and now I look at it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Wiley. I never even made $1 million. So how did he steal my money? I never had it. So, and then my sister was like, so you were millionaire. Y'all, when I tell you, like, I wasn't well and I just wasn't well. I wasn't well mentally. It was just really something. I could have literally lost my life. Like, oh my gosh. And a whole troll farmer thing, again, denied, you know, him being for Cocoa Puffs too. He tell me about the troll farm. So he tell me about that I might have a troll farm. I really believe in it and taking it and making it part of my manic breakdown content. Then I call Gerald and leave messages on his voicemail about the whole thing with the troll farm and stuff like that. I wasn't well. I clearly wasn't well. So I'm so glad that today I can laugh at it and say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be on medicine. I'm so glad to be on it because it's a healing remedy. And I thank God for the doctors, for God putting doctors on this earth that made medicine help people that battle with bipolar or suffer from bipolar to really live a healthy, good life. Because I can just tell you, a lot of my crashes is documented. It's documented. As I look at it, when I get too happy, I make sure that I'm not slowing on my words, repeat myself. Like, I was getting so burnt out with having a breakdown that my brain, like, I would get headaches. I'm like going in, I'm like somebody pressuring like my mind or brain down the level. And I'm like doing all this type of stuff. And I was like, what is going on with me? I'm like, ooh, like somebody got, I would like nonstop, not taking a break, not drinking water, just going hours and putting hours of content. We see her at it, but nobody knew what to say to get through you. And it wasn't getting through. You couldn't. It's nothing that you could say to get through me. It's nothing you can say like, hey, let's talk to why. Let's get. It's nothing that you can say. It's what can you say? The only thing you can do is pray and try to get my family involved to like give me like what do they call that? A peace officer to like force you in a mental hospital, like get some court documents there to force you in there. But nothing you can do other than that. Is there anything we as supporters could do to help you when you think you're having problems? I think the best thing to do, really, I would say for any of this, is even for a general statement, is get the family involved because they have a little bit more power to go to the courts and be like, hey, he's doing this. He need to get a court order to go to the mental hospital, adjust something like that. That's like the best advice I can give. If the family get involved and intervene, the courts involved to like describe to do it. Like, and Texas does a good job because when I was roaming around in Texas, I was all in Plano. I went to this apartment. I went to this this office building. It was like they fixed it. It was off the clock. I'm all through the different offices, walking in the hallway, up and on different floors. I was all through Plano. Went into this restaurant, thought I was running for president, vice president. I'm all in these different restaurants, walking around the restaurant, going in the kitchen area, I walked this old white lady out to her car and all that type of stuff, left my phone at the table. Then I went to then I went to the BMW, I think it was the BMW store where they had these expensive cars, get in the car where people, like, imagine it was a couple, right? They're literally the salesperson is trying to sell the car. So what did I do? I get in the car with them. They said, "Oh no, you can't do that." I'm going to. I would get in the car. Then some told me, "Leave your cell phone." Then I left my cell phone. I was just walking around and got lost because I didn't have my cell phone, even though the battery was dead. But I just left the cell phone in there, and it was like a mess. I wasn't going to the restroom properly. Now this was really sad. So I just got out of the hospital, and whatever they put inside me, literally, I could not hold my urine. So I was in, what was that? Cricket. And they was taking all the time. Mind you, I'm still just out of the hospital, not all the way good with the medicine. Whatever the case may be, I really had to use the restroom. I don't know if I was holding my urine, whatever the case would be. When I tell you I stepped foot out of that, just peed everywhere, all over myself, all in my shoes, just peed everywhere. All that stuff they put in me in that hospital just came out. Just everything. Then I'm yelling at the lady, tell me what the cell phone. It was just really a mess. And that was before I moved to Vegas. Like, this was like all last year, leading up to me moving to Vegas. And then I moved out of the apartment. Now, mind you, I should have put my stuff in the store. I'm literally throwing away good stuff, good clothes, a coat, socks, shoes, books, throw it away. Then I just took. Then I put some stuff in that stuff. I'm moving to Vegas. I was just like, wasn't stable on my meds, and I was making some very terrible decisions. And I'm living with the consequences for it. You know, I'm here in Vegas, live with the consequences. I didn't give my apartment. I didn't get my apartment, and I didn't throw all my stuff away. I took some stuff with me that I could fit in a Greyhound. I took some stuff with me. I didn't give them a 2-month notice because when you move out in Texas, it is a rule. I think it's a law, the rule that you must give them a 2-month notice that you're moving. So I didn't give the 2-month notice. I didn't re-sign my lease and didn't give them 2-month notice. So they had sent me a bill of $4,000 because I didn't give them a 2-month notice. And so I'm gonna still try to fight it. But I was making some bad financial decisions because I wasn't well. Like, I was spending, I would never forget it, even in the political stuff, still wasn't well, going to the strip, wasn't well, buying all this Trump stuff, getting a P.O. box, couldn't afford it. They said, well, you got the airport, the guy was being rude, which could have been dangerous. Yeah, could have been dangerous. And you know, in Texas, they get to carry pow-pows. In Texas, probably put an IV in, and they kept me going about every second. Yeah, they did put an IV in me. They put an IV in me. They shot me out with medicine because I was acting a fool in that hospital. I acted a plump fool, arguing with people. I acted a plump fool. And you know, and my mom, like, because I called my mom, said, "Mom, you got to get me out of this hospital. I'm done. I'm good. Blah blah blah. I got to move out of my apartment or whatever." And if I could do it all over again, I wish that she would have said, "No, you're gonna stay. You need to help. They need to get you on your meds and everything like." And one thing I learned as well, even when you go to the mental hospital and you get in a group, because they put you in group and all this stuff, and they give you the resources, and when you get stable, and then you be good. But they always tell you continue your treatment once you get discharged. And I didn't continue my treatment like that. This they're on top of it. Continue your treatment. And I had to make a decision because no one can force me, because I'm a grown man, I'm not a child, that I have choices, I have rights. So now it's my right and it's my duty to have a successful life. It's still on the meds and stuff. Even though it was like a downfall that they made me gain weight, but still, I don't care. I'm staying on the meds. Okay. And it didn't have an effect me like in a bedroom or something like that. Affect me a lot, but it will. But I do have to. The doctor said to tell me that I do need to get a gym membership. So make sure y'all hit that Cash App for give me a gym membership so I can get into the gym. Because the doctor did say I need to get in a gym membership because I have been gaining weight. Because you know, medicine make you eat, and you just want to eat. And you know, so yeah, so it could have ended up that type of way, but you know, I'm glad that I was able to get, you know, the help. Now, if anybody want to call in, you can call in and give your thoughts. I see y'all in here. Wow, this is a blessing to see y'all in here. I think I have the number in here, and y'all can call in. It's not gonna be like too late. That's why I came live early, because I know the East Coast will get kind of late. But the number is 972-674-9462. Definitely. I'm glad, again, I am super glad that I'm able to do this video in a clear-minded space, in a healthy space. So yeah, so make sure y'all thumbs up the live, share with your friends, even leaving a comment, because I know y'all gonna leave a comment and all that good graces, leave a comment and stuff. But another piece I want to say, they said thank you for your transparency. You know, don't feel embarrassed. You know, I've had, because at one point I felt like, how can I be bipolar? I won't be able to do this and all that. But no, I said it's the way I was diagnosed from it. I don't know how I got it. I just know it happened to me in my 20s, because I would never forget it. When I was in my grandmother's house, I went off. I was cussing out everybody. I wasn't sleeping or eating. When I tell you I lost weight, you can see the bones. I lost weight, had bronchitis. I went off on Armon. And I told him, you need to interview my family. I literally would never forget it. I would never forget it. And my Armon was real close at that time. And I called him and I forced it, demanded. And I get very aggressive. You know, you're dealing with somebody that's psychotic, they get aggressive on the phone. And I got very aggressive, and he did do it. Interviewed them because of my request. And it was just terrible. My mom was it was a bad battle. I put my family through. So once I become a millionaire, I definitely got to take care of my family. Okay. Do y'all hear me? They need a check. I put them through the roughest. They need a check. Once I get my 152 million, I'm writing them out a big check. Every family member, they gonna get paid. Just my immediate family, my uncle. I'm gonna write him a check for they can build a church from the ground up, because they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like writing them a check. You know, definitely. I'll put through the roof. It's like when you get somebody that's psychotic, and you give them a camera, it's even worse, because crazy people are very entertaining. I'm crazy and I'm very entertaining. And when you off your medicine, when I tell you them is some of the most best episode shows that I ever did in my life, people still laugh at it. Even people still talk about the Walmart situation. I read the comments and I'm like, they're just laughing at the situation. Because I'm already a funny person, but then you take the medicine away. There's the guardrails. It's just laid down like it ain't no stopping. The mouth, this tongue, like it's no stopping. No matter how you try to stop it, you can't stop it. And I'm living with the consequences of that. You know what I'm saying? With the consequences of that, praying and like, oh my God, it's like with the consequences of that. Yeah, the lady, the lady in the lady in the wheelchair. Wait, that classic clip. The lady in the wheelchair said, "Do you want to? Do you want to be on the live now?" Yes. Well, you in that wheelchair, you ain't got no sense anyway. Oh my gosh. And I apologize for that. And I'm so embarrassed, like, but I tell you, like, I don't know, like, of my career ever getting back in healthcare, because what I did, I don't know if I would ever be able to get back I don't know. It's all in God's hand, because with God, anything is possible. But when the employees have to ask you the question about that situation, like, I get so nervous because I don't even want to say all the details of it. Like when my attorney, we got the court documents, and I'm sending it to them because they want to know more about their situation. And I be I'm so calm trying to explain it, but I be like, damn, I gotta explain this, and I'm probably gonna have to explain it for a while. But yeah, people was laughing, and I could have, my life. Somebody's left a comment in here. She said the Walmart situation was not funny at all. You could have been, and you didn't even, and you don't know what type of stress you put on those people. That is so true, and it's really sad. But I didn't go into too much. I just went in on what the court documents show and give the advice, stuff like that. But people were laughing and stuff like that, and even the lady, oh Lord Jesus, because it was that way. Like it's distressful, but the lady in the wheelchair wasn't stressed. But it was sad though. It was sad. I wasn't well, and now I can, like, for my sanity, and then now when I had to sleep outside, excuse me, that was a major wake up call. The jail was a wake up call, but sleeping outside was worse. I told one of my friends, I told my mentor, I said, you know what? Forget this. I'll just go back to prison. I'll go to prison, because in prison, no matter how bad you think it is, it's still shelter. You get a bed. You eat 3 meals a day. You don't have to worry about eating. They're gonna feed you. They're gonna clothe you, do laundry. Because when I was in the Clark County jail, like on Sundays, it was our laundry day. We get clean clothes, clean linen. We get to shower every day if we wanted to, and I showered every day. That soap didn't make no difference because that soap was cheap, but I got in there every day. I got accustomed to it. I said, and most people that was in the jail unit was with me, they were all homeless. Most of them were homeless. There was one guy said, where you gonna go? He said, I'm gonna go back on the street and sleep in a tent. So, for me, when I had to sleep outside, I couldn't call nobody, because I didn't know nobody number other than I called Katie Talk 101, and she said it's gonna be rough for the first time, but she didn't say come on over, because people got, when you're unstable on your med, people, they can't trust you, right? And you got to do a lot to build your trust up. So I didn't go over her house, and I called my former roommate, and I got on the phone, and I boo-hooed on there, and he hung up the phone. At least with Katie, she said it's gonna be okay. The first night is the rough. It's gonna be, and then she did give me some resources, and because of what Katie told, the resources that she told me about it, I got to the Catholic charities, but it was late because I got out of jail late, so all the beds was filled. So I had to go to the courtyard and sleep outside. I didn't even sleep. I was so cold. I didn't have no coat. I was crying. They was like, listen, go in. I said, let me make some phone calls. And then I was on probation. So it wasn't like I could easily get on a plane and go home because I was on probation. I couldn't leave because the lawyer told me, he said, please, whatever you do, Wiley, whatever you know, don't leave. Don't jump your probation. Please check in. And when I got the notice that you need to check in 48 hours or 72 hours, I went to the probation, and I was in there. As soon as they called me, I broke down and I cried like a baby. That black security, it's gonna be okay. Calm down. Maybe if you have somebody in another state that where you from, you're not from here, you can go back to Chicago. So I cried like a baby. But my mom, because she was like, no, I'm like, Mom, and then she was like, no. And then God opened that way for me not to be on the street, for me to get off the street. God made a way. Now, Katie talked. She gave the introduction. She told me to go here, and then from the rest, I had to do the work because I'm a man. I'm smart, intelligent, and somehow I just found a way to get off the streets. But I was really, because I didn't want to be a person to be on the street. I didn't want to be on the street. I would literally go back to jail than to sleep on the streets. No, because it's more safer sleeping in jail than sleeping on the street. There's no shade. I'm just being weird. It was a lady in here. People was laughing at her, but she told the judge, "Is there any way you could just let me stay because I'm homeless?" Okay, yeah, it was hard when it was hard. I was home when I tell you on the street, homeless, and it's okay now. People they just come out on YouTube. It's okay because they few me to do better. And because it says something about that character, but I will tell you this: don't be careful making fun of people that's being homeless, because one day you can have your house, and then one day it can go up in flames, and you lose everything, or you have your health problem, wrong fall, once lose everything, then you lost everything. So be careful. That's one thing I want to tell y'all: be careful making fun of people that's homeless, because the average American is one paycheck away from being homeless. So be very careful. I know there's good grace and stuff like that. Be careful, because what I was doing, I was saying, this person going to jail, this person going to jail, this person going to jail, you're going to prison. And guess what? I ended up in jail because you putting that out in the atmosphere. Just understand that. Because that when people do that, I be like, that really, you making fun of saying, then I'm homeless. You that made you feel good. Now, what if you get a house fire or get cancer? Or lose your health where you can't even talk. It's like you have to be very cautious on making fun of people that way. Okay, sleep on the street. Yes, Wally could have. Yes, homeless people get. I could have lost my life. I could have literally lost my life. And I've saw people do crack, mental problems. It's an area in Vegas. Is no shade, but they put us in this little area on the courtyard, all the shelters, and it's bad. It's dirty. It's like the forgetting people. Like it's like a whole other world. And I didn't know that existed until I became homeless. I didn't know. I came to Vegas a couple of times. Never went into that area and everything like that. I'm like, oh, wow. You just never know. But I'm glad that I got through it, and I'm getting through it and all the way there, because I'm not in my own place yet, but one day we will be. But yeah. They said I gave him a $5 today. He was on the street and he was cold out. So very easy to be in the street. Yeah. And it was cold when I got out of jail last year. It was cold. There's people that live in tunnels. I've never seen that, but there's people that live in tunnels. There are people who have great careers and now homeless. Yes. There's people that work. I've with people go to work every day. But because they even probably got records or an eviction that they can't afford to be in a property. And it's even people that can't even afford. It used to be where it was affordable to be in an extended stay and stuff. That's not even affordable now. So you get frozen out. You working every day, but you can't afford that. So you have to at least sleep in your car or sleep on the street or go to the shelters. And it's hard going to the shelter when you say, for instance, like you go to the shelter and you work during the day. By the time you get off work, all the shelters are filled. So it's really a mess, and I've seen it with my own eyes. And so one of the person, and you got to keep your ears to the street. And they was like, well, you need to be in a line in Catholic Charity line around like 1 or 2, like 1 something. And he was right. So I got in the line about 1, and wait, then they opened up the gate, they let us in, and there's people that's been in them shelters, forever. Like a lot of them been there for years. So I said, I know this is temporary, and I did it. And shout out to Catholic Charities. They need a special shout out because it was clean. The food, they give us food when you go there at 10 a.m. for free. In the morning, you got to pay $5 for breakfast. Now it's $6. But it was so good. The staff was wonderful. I will never forget it. One of the case managers there at Catholic Church, I was crying. They had like a 90-day program where you have your own cubicle bed area. And I didn't qualify for it because of my record, because I just got out of jail, and because it's not like an old felony at that time. I didn't qualify for it, so I had to go look at another situation, this situation. But it was clean. Like the staff cleans it. It was clean. They have a place where you can lock your bags up, your book bag, on a small bag though. A small bag though. Don't go in there with all over here. A small bag where you can lock it up and you put your little passcode in. They have where you could charge up your phone and you can lock it in the locker in your area, lock it in the locker, charge the phone. I remember one time I forgot my passcode to the thing, so I had to wait. I was so scared. I was like, please don't let me steal my phone. And they was like, no, they take the phones downstairs in a client services area. The security would take it down there, and you get it at 7 a.m. once the door go down there. So I was able to get my phone because I couldn't remember the code. Because you got to remember your locker code and your code for your phone, and you could take a shower. And when that water was so hot, you got to get, as soon as they open the shower, they give you towels and stuff around like 5 o'clock. They give you like towels, soap, and all that. It's best to be like in the first group to take a shower. That's when the water is really, really hot. Took that, talked to people in there. There was one guy, he was like on house arrest. He had like an ankle monitor. I don't know how he was able to go to shelter with an ankle monitor on, but anyway, we was in there talking in the shower, just talking to different people. Like, it was another guy was in the shelter. He was talking about wrestling and talking about Vince McMahon and different wrestling and stuff like that. Then it was something I learned. This guy, he was like, be careful, accepting food from people in their cars and stuff, because they try to give away a lot of expired stuff. Is be careful with that, because you get sick. Because at one time they had people in the area getting food poisoning because people was giving out free expired food, spoiled food, giving it to the homeless people. You have to be very, very careful. Yeah, very, very careful. So you have to learn that. And, I was like, it's so much to do to handle this homeless problem. They can solve it, but they don't want to solve it. It's corporate greed. They don't care. A lot of homeless people don't vote their numbers where they're voting, because you're not thinking about voting when you don't have a place to stay. So it's a huge population of those that are mentally unstable. So so they just discard you. And you have a group that go through the program and go file through the cracks and so. So I've looked at it all, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a platform where I can talk about it. Okay. And yeah, I'll never forget, I was on the phone with a producer. Very important. And I miss her because we used to get on the phone. I was on the phone with a close producer. And I told her, I said, I might have to go I'm gonna go to the shelter, have to call another producer to come get my stuff. I know where I was gonna go. And then sometimes I said, I'll just go to the psych doctor. I'm gonna call my probation officer and just go to the psych doctor, just to go to the psych hospital, just to get off the street. And soon I was about to leave. So I went downstairs, gave the stuff to one of my producers to take to their house, because I couldn't take all this stuff to the shelter. The lady said, because I said, do you want to leave? I said, no. Well, we found you another place, but when a bed open up, you can go there. And I said, thank you. I want none but God. And even though I'm going through much, I don't look like what I'm going through, because the community of the people off the internet have been there. Even my relationship with my mother have gotten so much better now. And I'm glad that one thing I can say, I'm really glad that she did allow me to move in with her when I was on probation. And I'm kind of good because it made me more mature. And I said, once I get out of this homeless slump, I would never be homeless again. And I know it. Never. I save more now because I'm like, I don't want to end up like this ever again. And it is going to continue to be better. It was another viewer. They were going through their own situation, health situation, and they was able to call me and encourage me. Now they're going through some serious health problems, but they were so concerned about me. They was getting on the phone with me, coming, and I'm breaking down in tears. She was like, "Don't break down, don't break down. You got to stay strong. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better." And it was rough, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to go through it, and you know, this is just a journey. This is just a journey for being here. I don't think I would have went to that case of that YouTuber, been on the news, if I wasn't in this predicament. So, you know, God is truly gonna bless. And I'm even I take like bad news better now. Cause like I take it better now. Even if I get some news that are not good, I don't overreact. Amen. Because when you are not on your meds, what you tend to do is overreact. Like you overreact when you get on your meds. And I was like, let me not overreact. But I thank God. You made it through, proud of you. They say you made it through, proud of you. They said things gonna get better. I believe it. But that makes y'all thumbs up the video. But yeah, I went through it. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Wait a minute. I've been rooting for you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. And shout out to Brandy, Monica. And I really want to go to our concert. I love me some Brandy and Monica, but I'm a huge Brandy fan. So Armon, he went to go see her perform. He was backstage. I'm like, yes, I want to see Brandy. And she puts on a good show because I saw one of Armon's tweets. And he said, what did he say? He said that her mic was definitely on. It was like an awesome show. I was like, man, I really would like to go to her show. Because when she came to definitely came to the show. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all know we talk about Diddy. So this was on the Shade Room. Notorious Big IG estate manager denied claims Diddy used Biggie money to pay for his funeral. Wayne Burruss clearing the air on the claim that Diddy used the late Notorious Big on money to pay for his funeral. Following release of the Netflix documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, according to Lauren LaRosa, Wayne also helped manage Biggie estate along Biggie's mother, the late his late mother. You know, she's no longer with us, but they kept saying that that's why it's so important to get the other side. You can't always look at a documentary and to fact check and be like, that is fact checking. And by watching documentaries, but because it's just their opinion. Because a lot of them people on Diddy documentary are disgruntled. Some of them are disgruntled ex-employees or feel that Diddy did them wrong. And they can just add, because when a person is down, you could just say, oh, well, this person forced me to sign over my rights. Like, it was one thing that I saw in the Diddy documentary. He was the co-founder of Bad Boy. And he said that Diddy had a badge and forced him to sign over 25% of his Bad Boy to back to Diddy. I was like, maybe that didn't happen because it's just Diddy word and your word, and it's the truth. But now that Diddy have already been in prison, he's in prison now, you automatically say, oh, maybe he is telling the truth. But I won't dare sign over my 25%. That's crazy. And he ended up homeless. And then I saw All About the Tea. That same person, the co-founder of Diddy, the co-founder of Bad Boy, they said that the co-founder and Diddy had a sexual relationship. I was like, what? So you just never know. So we shall see how this is going to play out. Yeah, it was an awesome show. I would love to see that. What? Hold on, y'all. Oh, not they said the not docs Bilal. um, put his address on there. Oh my God, the person that touched K view. Anybody, let me say this real quick, and then we're gonna go. Anybody that goes on Tasha K's show, automatically you should not believe him. Because why would you go on Tasha K's show and there's so many other shows with better reputation than Tasha? I believe people go on Tasha's show because that's the only show that's going to hear all them lies and won't challenge you. Okay? Oh, here we go. Did you see what Ray J said Beyonce didn't speak to Brandy? I did see that. And Ray J, this is the thing, and I'm going to speak for all Brandy fans. Ray J, stop putting your sister in mess. Because that's how false narratives get started. Stop putting your sister in this mess. When Brandy not in the news, you don't hear nothing from Ray J about Brandy. Once Brandy get attention, Ray J gets on his phone and he's spinning these narratives. Just stop. Then her account was compromised. Then she had to get her account back. Just stop. Saying that if Brandy did not fool with Beyonce, she would not ask Beyonce close friend Kelly Rowland to be on a tour. And Kelly wouldn't have done a tour if it's known that Brandy don't fool with Beyonce. And just because they didn't take a picture don't mean that Beyonce don't fool with Brandy or Brandy don't fool with Beyonce. Just stop. Because you're bringing bad publicity to your sister. If you love your sister, in which I do believe you love Brandy, but I do believe you have that little brother complex where you have to say something so you can get some attention because you get overshadowed because of Brandy's career and what she have accomplished. Just stop. And then for Lauren LaRosa to say, well, I have a source. Who's the source? Is it a close source that's close to Brandy? And so she get a phone call, and you got to be careful when you get these sources because sometimes these people don't be having sources. They just say that just to get people to tune into the show. Oh, they say that Brandy don't fool with Beyonce because it's some interviews that Brandy did fool with Beyonce. It was a picture when Destiny Child was out. Brandy took a picture with him, and also it was another situation that Brandy said Brandy did not like the song "Bow Down," but she said Beyonce is a good artist, and stop trying to pin artists against each other because when you do that with that artist, we actually cool in real life. So just stop doing that. So it's like you got to be very cautious. You can't listen to the media all the time because they do stuff for clickbait. Lola Rosa works for the Breakfast Club. They have to have ratings. So she probably called somebody that probably a janitor that worked in the arena probably said, "Oh, this what I heard. They don't fool with each other and all that stuff." Is it a reliable source? That's the thing. They said the only thing I want to hear from Ray J is what happened to Whitney Houston. I believe that. Okay, y'all. They said Brandy has worked so hard from a little girl running down the aisle to get her BET award, and to now, yeah, she done. Brandy have accomplished a lot, and this is an amazing tour, and we love Brandy. I'm a huge Brandy fan. I've been following her for a long time. I met Brandy twice. I saw Brandy perform at the African Fest. I don't think they even call it no more. African Fest, but that's what they were calling it then. And when she performed in Baltimore, Maryland, she was a headliner, and that's when her album 211 was out. And I saw her at the club when my friend Prince L, he was a club promoter, and he was able to get Brandy to come there, and I helped facilitate that because I knew Brandy publicist. We still follow each other on Instagram, and he got on the phone. They brokered the deal, and they was able to get Brandy to come to the club, do a club appearance, because her mother was at a Women's Day event in Chicago at the McCormick place, I believe. This is way, way back in the day. And I said, I think you can get Brandy. And they didn't believe it. And then finally got on the phone with them, and Brandy came there. And I was able to take some pictures and stuff. And this was Kendra G. This was before she became Kendra G, the social media person with the dating show. She was just a personality on WGCI. And I'll never forget it. She was like, make sure y'all buy her album, because Brandy took pictures with everybody. Whoever wanted to take a picture with her, she stayed there. She took pictures with her. And it was hot in that club because it was packed. Okay. Yes. Anyway, love y'all. If y'all want to donate to the channel, $ Wally Show 1990. Also, don't forget, we got the wish list. We'll drop that link in there. Give me a second. Okay. Yes. Love y'all. If y'all to catch up, $ Wiley Show 190. Love y'all. This is amazing. Good show today. I thought we was gonna have some call-ins, but we don't worry. When we get in our office space, I want the call-ins to go back to where it was back in the day. But it's gonna be some wild shows because I can't wait. It's gonna be some wild shows. But thank y'all so very much for coming in. We do in the Wiley Book Club, but again, I read so fast, so just we need to pick a book where I don't read it so fast. We do chapter by chapter, so we need to make a suggestion for 2026 because I need at least 6 people to join. 6, let it be like 10 people. So I love you. Have a good night. Thank you. Love you. And we'll see you on the next video. Love y'all. Little black boy, you're beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. See you on the next live.